afternoon. It's Finn, and this is going to be, I don't know, a boring kind of stream of consciousness journal type of entry. I don't really have anything of substance to talk about. I just had a really shitty weekend last weekend, and I am still recovering. So I have a friend who is having a wedding this weekend, and she's going to have a really, really nice black tie wedding and a bachelorette party. I am really nervous, anxious. I'm just weird about how to present myself during these events because these are people that I haven't seen or interacted with in any really meaningful way in a really long time. So these are people that I've known from like middle school to high school. One of my best fucking friends is coming, and he's going to be at the bachelorette party, I know, but I'm not sure about the wedding. I'm really excited about seeing him, but I am reticent about just my appearance and my presentation. And so meeting all of these people that I haven't seen in a really long time, it kind of dredges up all of these thoughts that I need to rise to the occasion. I need to meet these expectations of who I was, and that means, I was actually very skinny younger. I'm not skinny anymore. And that's just not, I don't know, it's really frustrating because I'm a person who is very about perfection. I'm definitely a perfectionist. And so I want to meet these expectations that I am still this, I don't know, energetic, fun person, and I'm not. I'm just not. I want to not come off super feminine, but I also want to meet those expectations of how I used to be. And it's difficult because my best friend that's coming here that I haven't seen in a really long time, he's trans, but he's binary trans. And so I don't know his thoughts about non-binary trans people, and if he's going to think, I'm just bandwagoning, non-binary isn't a real fucking gender, that bullshit. I don't know how he feels about that, and I don't want to make things awkward. I really, really miss him, and I haven't seen him in a really, really long time, and I'm nervous. I'm super nervous. The whole presentation, what should I even wear? What should I do? How should I present myself? That's something that is weighing on my mind. Here in where I live next to school, I don't have any nice clothes, and so I had to go back to my parents' house. And at my parents' house, I have a lot of really nice stuff. I have pageant dresses and shit. I have no idea why I went back to try on clothes for this thing, because I know for a fucking fact that I cannot fit anything in my closet. It is so fucking depressing going back home, and it's not so much that my parents berate me about being overweight or anything, but they pressure me all of the time. It's something that is constantly kind of pushed onto me, and it's something that is constantly in my mind, and it causes me a lot of stress. And when I was younger, my parents were really kind of the same way, and it kind of culminated, along with other factors, in me developing multiple eating disorders. And so I've just had a lot of issues with coming to terms with that kind of stuff, and coming back home and not being able to wear any of my clothes, it's really upsetting. And my parents talking about it, it's super upsetting. Imagine walking into your closet and looking at these clothes that don't fucking belong to you. Not only do they not belong to me because they don't fucking fit me, but they're so fucking feminine. They're from this other person that I'm not sure that I know anymore. And it's gross. And I don't want to be that person that, subscribes to the thought that clothes are gendered. But I know that when someone sees me in a dress, they're going to assume woman. It's not that, society has kind of adapted and taken on this definition of what clothes and gender are. That's not true. And so you have to take that into account when you're interacting with other people. A person could see me in a dress and they're not thinking non-binary, they're thinking fucking girl. That's That's just the way it is. And so I don't want to come off to my friends as this person who's still the same way, because I'm not the same way. I'm definitely very different from where I was when I was in high school and middle school, and I just want, I guess, to be acknowledged by my loved ones, because I really don't care if some stranger calls me a girl or a woman or ma'am or miss. I don't mind that at all, because that's really, I mean, it's, people assume, and that's what happens, and so it doesn't bother me. But I would like for the people that I tell to, you know, take that into account, to try to make a concerted effort to acknowledge my gender and use my pronouns. I would really, really appreciate that. And I realize that I don't look androgynous. I know that. I'm reminded every day that I am not a person who's androgynous, and so it's very easy to decipher what gender I am. And I don't want to think about it. I don't want it to be something that bothers me, but it does. And so that, along with feeling just really bad about my body in general, it kind of culminated in me just hitting fucking rock bottom this past weekend.